Hey, what's up, guys? This is Joe Zamataro from PWCMuscle. Joined with me is my good friend and co-owner of PWCMuscle, Greg Hall.
Hey, guys.
We have a lot for you in this show. This is our Christmas episode, and we'll touch on SeaDooForum news and our Christmas free T-shirt giveaway, NFL playoff hunt, Star Wars, is Apple intentionally slowing down older iPhones, and the death of an icon. So, to get to here. So starting off with SeaDooForum.
Yeah.
You've been working really hard on that, and why don't you tell our listeners what's gone on the past week or so?
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, PWCMuscle, we're also one of the owners, or we are the owner of SeaDooForum.com. Kind of how we got started in this business. So the last couple of weeks we've been working on and moving over to a new platform. We've been on vBulletin basically since the inception of the site. vBulletin was sold out a few years ago and kind of dropped in its performance. They don't really update it too much. So we decided we've been looking for the last few years at a new forum software to kind of upgrade to, and we actually found it with the original creators of vBulletin. There's another platform called Xenforo, which is extremely powerful. I mean, it's really the best of the best today. But moving over from one platform to the other is a pretty big undertaking. So something we've been working on the last couple of months.
Well, I mean, even before that, we've been talking for several years moving away from vBulletin because once they got bought out, they the direction completely shifted. The project seemed to they release incomplete versions of it, always trying to charge a lot more money for it.
Very buggy. There's a lot of people were complaining about their forms getting hacked. Stuff like. Luckily, we didn't really have any of that happening to us. We're as far as forums go, we're a smaller forum. I mean, there's almost 100,000 members on SeaDooForum, but there's some that have millions of members, and just the idea that that the forum could have some security vulnerabilities, that really pushed our hand to move over to something that they're still supporting.
So we did move over to this new platform, but one of the things that was a big focus moving over was making it somewhat still familiar. So it is created by the same people that made vBulletin originally, and this version that we're on right now, and the layout that was selected really has the feel that you're still on the old site, even though there's a whole bunch of new features and different stuff that we can do.
Yeah, it's it's new age, so it's a lot less clunky. It's responsive, so the same template loads for your browser on your computer as it would from your mobile device. It looks
TapATalk on yet?
Yeah, we've upgraded it for people with mobile that use TapATalk, which is extremely popular.
Good.
I set that up the other day, so that's good to go. Yeah, I mean it's fully functional. So if you haven't checked it out and you own a SeaDoo, I know a lot of you own SeaDoos. Check it out, SeaDooForum.com.
Yeah, and also with Christmas being here and with SeaDooForum.com, we're gonna do a SeaDooForum T-shirt giveaway that's on PWCMuscle.com. And very simply, you can go on PWCMuscle.com, search for Christmas shirt, and you'll be able to get a SeaDooForum shirt for free. This will last until about New Year's or until we run out of supplies.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary in 2017, so this is coming up to our 11th year. So we're wanting to blow these 10-year shirts out. So
yeah, jump on there and get yourself some free gear. And also, speaking of Christmas, what are your Christmas plans?
We're hosting this year, so the wife and I, we have a new baby, so everyone's kind of interested in what we're doing. So we decided to host for Christmas Day, probably have 30 or so people over. Should be pretty fun. Yeah.
You cooking?
Yeah, and making a turkey, and wife's making a bunch of pies. And
have you ever made a turkey before?
Yeah.
You have? You did?
Yeah. We the last couple of years for Thanksgiving we've made the turkey. We always make it in the oven because we have a convection oven. It's crazy for anyone that doesn't have a convection oven. The wife is the one that wanted it, but it's so worth it, especially when you're making something like a turkey.
Yeah, it makes it cook more evenly or faster.
You can cook a 20-pound turkey in like 3.5 hours. It's crazy. Yeah. It's so much faster than the standard ovens. Yeah, which at the time, I got to have this, and it didn't matter to me one bit. I'm like, yeah, sure, get it, sweetie.
But now it makes a big difference.
When cooking something like that, you're like, wow, that's great.
Yeah, my father-in-law has one of those infrared deep fryers where you're not using any oil. It's just and that I know that does a really good job. Makes it so juicy.
Yeah, fried turkey is like my favorite. But getting a free, you got to get peanut oil, and then you got to get a fryer.
No, this is oilless.
I know. I know what you're saying. That's one of the air fryers, which is good too.
Yeah.
But the peanut oil has so much flavor in it too, so I don't know how.
Yeah, this year we're doing 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
Yeah. We contemplated getting tickets and just flying away, but no, we're gonna hit all the parent spots and visit everybody.
So it's going to be just like the movie?
Except for we didn't almost get out of town. Yeah. And hopefully there won't be fighting in the middle.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Oh, it's just a lot of driving, but it makes everyone happy. So
yeah.
Sometimes that's
get
easier.
it in now, man. Once you have a kid or kids, you'll realize that it's not as easy to get around. Maybe when they get a little older.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have kids, but we have 2 dogs, and they're coming with us. So.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I can't leave them at home.
Yeah, that's true.
But moving on, talk a little bit about the NFL playoff hunt that's going on right now. We're only a couple games left in the season, and how'd you do in fantasy this past week?
Yeah, I squeaked through in all my leagues. I played 3 leagues this year, and I'm in the finals for all 3 of them, which is crazy. The funny thing is, in our buddies league, I was down 15 points. I had Jameis Winston to play. He had Julio Jones.
Game.
He had Julio Jones, and he had Atlanta's defense. So I thought the fantasy application does all these metrics showing your percentages of winning, and it showed my percentage of 8%. It thought I had an 8% chance of winning. So
you're definitely the underdog.
I thought, I thought for sure I had no chance, but thankfully Jameis didn't throw any interceptions, no fumbles, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards passing. And since he
didn't get the win, but he
didn't get the win, but he got the win for me on the last drive.
Yeah.
So when we stopped them on the fourth down, I was down by 1.5 points. So those couple passes that he threw for 30 yards, that put me up by 0.5 point. So I won by 0.5 point, and yeah. But
and that was the league that you weren't even supposed to be making the playoffs in, right?
You made it. That's a different league. That's the league that I had to buy in the first round. I made the finals in that league that I wasn't supposed to be in the playoffs too. But my teams are just ravaged by injuries. I have Burke on the one league we were just talking about. I have Burkhead and Greg Zuerlein, who both went on one went on IR, and Burkhead, I guess they're hoping he's back for the playoffs, but both of them are done for week 16. So I had to go to the waiver wire and get nobodies to put in and just hope that I win. And then in my other league, I lost Hunter Henry and Devontae Adams, which were 2 of my top scoring players too. So, I'm not holding my breath in either league. Yeah. I said that last week too. But
I mean, if
you just never know.
There consolation prizes for at least making it to the
Yeah, I've secured myself a nice little cash purse, but if you win, pretty much doubles what I've already made. So
yeah,
I'll be up this season, so that's nice.
Well, looking at the overall NFL playoff picture, I'm just pulling it up right now here. There's still quite a few teams that are alive and have a chance of
this Dallas Seattle game this weekend is going to be a big one in the NFC, deciding who can get in. Dallas has got to win. Seattle's got to win. Mm-hmm. Last weekend we had the Patriots-Steelers game, which was I thought that was a touchdown. I don't know if you guys watched that, but it looked like the Steelers had the win, and then they called it no catch, and then of course the rest is history. The Steelers ended up losing.
Yeah,
but
no, I didn't get to watch the end of that. I was watching hockey, unfortunately, for the ending on that one. But
yeah, it's worth watching. Just check out the highlights of it, and then at the very end, they probably have it in all the highlight packages.
So with the teams that are still alive here, have a chance, do you think anyone's gonna be a surprise and sneak in?
Let me pull up see the playoff picture right now.
I mean, you got teams like L.A. and Oakland and Miami who.
I'm really rooting for Los Angeles Rams. That team was absolutely terrible last year.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they're looking like one of the best teams in the league. So if in a perfect world, I would love to see two teams that were just bad last year meet in the finals.
Right.
Jacksonville and Los Angeles Rams. That's what I would love to see in the finals.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean that would be.
I'm looking at the AFC playoff picture. Who would have thought these teams would be currently in playoff spots? You have, of course, the Patriots, Steelers, which everybody knew they'd be there. But
Jacksonville, like you had said,
the next four are the Bills,
mm-hmm.
the Jags, the Titans, who have been terrible. They just have a good defense. They're off. Marcus Mariota has been just terrible.
We got the better of that draft.
Yeah, I thought that the whole time.
Yeah.
But Jameis has had a bad season this year too. But at least
he got
injured.
He got hurt, and then he didn't have as much time in the pocket as you would like with all the other injuries around him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I was talking about though, the biggest game this weekend I think is the Seahawks and Cowboys game. They're both probably not going to make the playoffs, but whichever one loses is definitely out of the playoffs. The problem is the NFC is just so stacked right now. You got the Falcons at 9-5. It's going to be the only one that you're going to be able to catch. It looks like because both the Panthers and the Saints are 10-4, and then the Rams, of course, are 10-4 as well. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I just hope it's not the same teams like it is every year.
Right.
I don't want to see the Patriots. I mean, Tom Brady's great, but he's got enough Super Bowls.
Yeah. I mean, I hate the Patriots. I hate all Boston teams.
I've always thought that too. But Tom Brady,
want him to win one more and just allow that franchise to kind of go back into being nobodies. Just so we can be done with them. One send off. I mean, he is. I mean, you can't deny how great he is. I mean, especially at his age. I mean, not even especially at his age. At any age, be done with it. Get your final ring and let the team drift off.
Yeah. No, it's for sure. I've always not been a Tom Brady fan or a Patriots fan, but he's changed me, man. It's crazy.
Well, so what was it? I think it was Saturday we went and saw the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Was it the Last Jedi? The name of it?
Yeah, The Last Jedi.
Always a lot of hype surrounding a Star Wars movie now that they're doing them, and we talked last week a bit about Disney's acquisition and how it could potentially change franchises, but we like what they've done.
Yeah,
we're not going to give any spoilers. No spoilers in this.
We're going to try to stay away from the spoilers, but overall, the movie, honestly, I know a lot of people are hating on it online, and then a lot of the critics are liking it. I gotta agree with a lot of people on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of it seemed forced. A lot of it seemed really forced, and without going into specifics, it just seemed like they were just doing things for the awe factor.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing things to just create reasons for people to be where they are in the movie.
Right.
Just things that didn't really make that much sense to me.
Not as much flow.
Yeah.
Almost like they're forcing a storyline for later movies as opposed to making this one
potentially. I mean that would make more sense if next movie everything kind of tied together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so far between movies,
and
there's different directors.
It's 2 years. Two years
but
isn't bad. I mean, considering the how long people had to wait for the first three.
Yeah, I mean they're moving back to J.J. Abrams for the next movie,
and he's just incredible. Everything he touches, I love.
Yeah, the Force Awakens. That was. I know a lot of people didn't like that too, but I love that movie. It was great.
Hold on, I gotta do my R2 drop. Where's my R2 drop here? Here he is. um, yeah. There's also, I saw an article online that was talking about, so there's, since the last one came out, I guess there's a movement for there to be potentially a gay character on somewhere in the Star Wars universe. And now there's talk that because of a necklace that he was wearing, that Poe might be a gay character for
Poe?
Star Wars. Yep, that Poe is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know that he's had any love interest in the movies that I can remember.
Yeah, seemed like another kind of a forced perspective, forced dialogue that people are trying to bring up. But
yeah,
one of those things that, you know, there's always mysteries within the Star Wars universe, and see what comes out. So, but before we let something accidentally slip, I feel like we should kind of move on, because I'm not very good at holding back from spoilers here. So
yeah. I mean, that's what we've said is pretty much all we can say without ruining anything. I know a lot of you guys probably haven't seen it. We're nerds, so we saw it the first weekend that it was out. It's still
As did a lot
still
of
worth
people.
seeing? Is it still worth seeing? Absolutely, go see it. If you're a Star Wars fan, especially, go see it.
wasn't it like the second highest
Of course,
grossing
it's
open?
it's a Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
so it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess kind of by default. Up next, came out in the news today, or actually over the weekend, that Apple is put out an update for their older phones, and with it, they've slowed down. It's been proven that they slowed down
The older generation phones. I've speculated that for years. Anytime a new phone comes out, my phone always slows down. I don't use Apple. I use Samsung. I'm guessing they do the same thing, though. One of the big things is my battery life. I noticed with the new updates, the new Android updates, my battery life just goes to crap overnight. And I know that it's, I know for a fact that it's, it's not
Well, yeah, apparently what they're doing is actually, it's related to battery life. They're throttling the amount of performance that the phone has as it gets lower in battery. And with older phones, the amount of life that you have in your battery is diminished. Yeah. So it's essentially taking, even if you have an iPhone 6, and making it so that it's a quarter of the performance that it was before.
Yeah.
So it extends the battery life. But in the end, what are you doing besides just frustrating the user? You know, if your battery's dying, I mean, it kind of sucks.
What it's going to do is their battery's dying early. They think they need to go to Apple, get a new phone, or go to and pay for a new battery.
Well, that's what I mean. Obviously, that's the big, the big things that everyone thinks that Apple's trying to force you into a new phone, by intentionally slowing you down. And you can disguise it as whatever you want, but at the end, that's what it definitely feels like.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my phone performing at, let's say 2/3 and my battery die early than, slowing way down to, they're talking about a quarter of the original performance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
doesn't surprise. I've speculated that for so long. Every time a new phone comes out, my phone slows down like overnight. I still have the Note 4, which is the best phone I've ever owned, but I refuse to go out and pay full price. And they're not giving these discounts they used to give. Now they're making you do this $30 a month.
The leases.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, that's a great deal." No, do the math. It's a 3-year lease. You're paying $1,000 for your phone. You can go on eBay and get it for $600 and save money. And I know some people don't want to pay the money up front, but you save yourself $400 just paying it up front.
Well, I mean, the Note 3 I had before my current Note 5, and actually in a lot of the videos that we shoot, the camera quality is just so damn good in the Note 5 that's what almost all of our how-to videos now. Excuse me, almost all of our how-to videos are shot with a cell phone, and it's as long as you have good lighting. I mean, it's amazing how good the clarity can be with it.
Yeah,
and I mean it's
it's all about lighting for sure.
Oh yeah, but I mean the cameras themselves are incredibly powerful, and I know with my Note 3 it did start to slow way down with the newer updates, but the 5's now been out for a while and it's still performing well. I mean, obviously I'd like to get the newest, latest, and greatest, but like you said, dropping $1,000 or whatever. How much was that iPhone X?
I think it was think it was like 1,100, and Best Buy was selling it for like 1,300.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they were making a couple $100 extra off of it because they knew that
People are still buying them. Yeah.
Well, they don't do that anymore. A lot of people complained.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know why they complain. That's capitalism for you. You know, if they don't want to pay extra, then don't buy the phone. They'll lower the prices. Though, I mean, that was also kind of a limited release, right? Because they weren't up to the mass production numbers that they knew that the phone would demand. So I don't know, paying a premium for something that's rare, I think just kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah, but to have a large box retailer like that do that, that's starts kind of a precedent, you know.
I don't know. I don't know. Cry me a river is my opinion. If you don't want something that's exclusive,
yeah,
or if you want something that's exclusive, you're going to end up paying a premium.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah. So the last thing to touch on this podcast is, as I mentioned before, I got another sound drop for you. It's the death of an icon. This is something that that Greg and I have used we've used AIM for
22 years, I think 1995.
Yeah.
You get the free CDs. You get the free CD, and then you could use it for 100 hours.
Yeah.
So we'd have different screen names every month because we kept using 100 hours.
Yeah, and then I guess it doesn't matter what we have now, but I remember the one that I have that we were talking on. I mean, we used AIM as
until the day that it
closed. Yeah. Now we've moved over to Skype exclusively, but there's still some really cool stuff that you could do with AIM that you can't do on Skype, or at least using Trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the name that I had was from middle school. That actually I know it was from when I was in middle school is when I created that one, but you know, they shut down the service. It makes you wonder. I mean, I always thought that there'd be enough people to at least keep the service online, but so email addresses are untouched. Not that anyone ever uses.
I still use my AOL email that I use.
Do you really?
I give it to people that
you don't care about.
Pretty much, I check, but I do check it. So I just don't want any spam going to my personal email. I don't like it at all, so I don't have to sort through.
So that's a gauge. If someone asks you for your email address and they
get
the AOL.
Say you're talking to like Amazon customer service and they ask you for your email address, I give them my AOL address.
Yeah. Well,
stuff like that.
So if you bump into Greg and he gives you his email address and he gives you an AOL one, you gotta give him a little bit of shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The email addresses still work. Man, yeah, I'm gonna really miss having, using Trillion, being able to do like screen capture stuff, where you can just drag on your desktop and because sending images back and forth and just being able to quickly do screen grabs was the best feature of that. And now with Skype, I'm seeing all sorts of issues with like, I guess more or less lag, where you didn't have it with AIM. But yeah. It's a new day. Yeah. I mean, AOL's been dying for 15 years or better, ever since, broadband, they never really, even with their merger with our short time merger with Time Warner.
Reminds me a lot of the downfall of Blockbuster. Had everything exactly how they wanted it.
That's a perfect analogy. I mean, because Blockbuster had all the infrastructure in place in order to create an online marketplace. Mm-hmm. And they just never capitalized.
Missed the boat.
Yeah. Well, with that, do you have anything else to touch on?
Not really. Merry Christmas, guys. It's 4 days to Christmas. Hope you guys all have your shopping done. I know I just finished up yesterday. Got a bunch of orders still coming in from Amazon, so hopefully it makes it here.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't forget to tip your mailman and delivery guys for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening, and you can find more of our content on youtube.com/PWCMuscle and join us on our forums at pwcextreme.com. Again, you can claim your free shirt that we have right on pwcmuscle.com. If you just search for Christmas shirt, that should give you the shirt that we have. You can purchase it there for free, and we're going to ship it for free as well from within the continental United States. And PWC Muscle, is a website. You can have all of your personal performance watercraft parts, and we offer a price match guarantee. For Greg Hall, I'm Joe Zamataro, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, guys.
Goodbye.